Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time indeed. Thank you so much for joining in today. I am glad that we are here. Happy Friday to all of you, and I hope that you indeed have a wonderful week. And I hope that this last day of this week, well, at least the last day of the working week, if you work 5 days, Monday through Friday, well, I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you have a wonderful time. Thank you so much. It has been great start so far out here in Oakland, and I'm hoping for a good one. Thank you so much for joining in today. And and today I'll be celebrating a dear friend's birthday. So that comes in itself with just a lot of joy. It's somebody that I love very much. So yeah, I appreciate that too, having that opportunity to celebrate them. Happy birthday to you, Robin Lovell. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time, and welcome. Please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. We do have a wonderful book that addresses one of an important topic in our communities, and this is the foster care system. We'll need for foster care in general, and so this book will be touching on a little bit of that today, and just something to keep us thinking. Get us thinking about that as well as we go into this weekend. Thank you so much for joining in. Today's book, No Matter What, a Foster Care Tale, and this one is written by Josh SHIPP with David TIECHE and illustrations by YULIYA PANKRATOVA. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. And of course, we're reading this one with permission of FAMILIUS Books. Thank you indeed for being here, and welcome. And I hope that you're ready and will enjoy this one. And of course, as we learn from it too. Thank you so much for joining in. Please remember too that you can find Story Time. I know it's we're coming to the last book of the week, but you can find Story Time anytime at storytimewithmrlamada.com. You can also catch us at Storytime with Mr. Lamada on Facebook and YouTube live right here at 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. Pacific time. But of course, you can always catch us at your convenience at storytimewithmrlamada.com, or indeed if you go to our archives on Facebook and YouTube, and you'll be able to catch us there. Thank you so much for being here. Please let us know you were here, and indeed let us know if anybody else is joining in with you, and we appreciate you. And wonderful lineup that we've had this week, and I just want to appreciate FAMILIUS for allowing us to share all these amazing books. And I guarantee you, it's not the last time you're hearing about FAMILIUS books on Storytime. We will be bringing some more, of course. And this week we've had Mommy's Love, Florence and her fantastic family tree. We've had Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. And of course, we heard them roar yesterday. And today we have No Matter What, a foster care tale. That one coming up shortly. Thank you so much indeed. And of course, we are celebrating Marietta's brand new book coming out on March 1st. And this one is called Jack, the Library Cat. So look out for that one, and look out for Marietta's visit to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. Glad that you're here. Please find these books at your local libraries. They're there. They're your resources. If the library doesn't have it, tell the librarian, and I am sure they would do whatever they can to bring it to you. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome to Storytime. Happy Friday. Our book for today is No Matter What, a foster care tale. And of course, today too, our picture is all the way out in Malaysia, and a place called Terengganu. And just dreaming of being on a place like that with a swing on the beach and a nice cool drink and just enjoying life. So I hope that even though we're not there today, it might be snowy where you are, I hope that still, our minds can take us there. Thank you so much for joining in this story time. And please remember to let us know that you are here. Thank you indeed. And we'll be getting started with our story very, very shortly. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. How are you doing today, Tara McNamara, Erin, and Clara? We got sidetracked and joined late today. It is A-OK. Thank you so much for being here. You made it. You made it on time. I was slightly late myself, so thank you so much for joining in, and I hope that we do enjoy today's story indeed, and I hope that you have a wonderful time out there in Massachusetts. Thank you for being here, friends, and we're going to get ready for our story. So if you want that drink, you want that snack, go and grab it now. The story time will be back after this short break for our book for today. Thank you so much for being here, friends. I appreciate you all, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week. See you in a minute.
This is Anika Morose-Reese, author of The Teacher's Pet, Watch Out for Wolf, Love Sophia on the Moon, the Anna Banana chapter book series, and Hide and Don't Seek and other very scary stories. And you are watching Storytime with Mr. Lamata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. And as we said, our book today is coming to us from FAMILIUS. And this one is called No Matter What, a foster care tale. And we'll be following Josh in this one and finding out what it's all about. And this one is written by Josh SHIPP with David TIECHE and illustrations by YULIYA PANKRATOVA. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And of course, a big thank you to FAMILIUS for allowing us to read this lovely book here on Storytime. Are you ready? All right, here we go. No Matter What, a foster care tale. So show you some of those cool illustrations on the end papers. All right. No Matter What, a foster care tale, written by Josh. This one is written by Josh SHIPP and David TIECHE, and illustrations by, and I have to say the name correctly, YULIYA PANKRATOVA. I hope you're ready for this one. And we're reading it with permission of the publishers, FAMILIUS Books. All right. One day, Grace was soaring over the river when she spotted a young squirrel crying. What's happening? Why are you crying, little squirrel? Grace glided down. What are you doing out here all alone, Josh? She asked. Let's find you a family, shall we? Oh, I hope you do. Good morning to you, Soraya, and of course, good morning to you, Sharon Lungo. Welcome to Storytime. One day, Grace was soaring over the river when she spotted a young squirrel crying. Grace glided down. What are you doing out here all alone, Josh? She asked. Let's find you a family, shall we? And if you notice, there's a little sticker on there, a little tag on there, and it says, this is Josh. Please help him find a new home. Oh, please help him find a new home. She started with the pelicans. They smelled too fishy. Then to the porcupines. They felt too prickly. Next to the kangaroos. They were too hoppy. Here's a squirrel, said Mr. Kangaroo. He needs to learn about trees and climbing. So Grace had an idea. She swooshed him over to the leopards. Would that be the family that Josh needs? I hope so. Yes. Wise kangaroo says he's a squirrel. He needs to learn about trees and climbing. So Grace swished him over to the leopards. At night, the leopards would go looking for food in the dark. Josh was afraid of the dark. Are you afraid of the dark? Ha ha ha! Look, he's a scaredy cat, taunted one young leopard. More like a scaredy squirrel, said another. Nobody is ever going to want me, Josh thought. No. Nobody is ever going to want me, Josh thought. No. When it was time to go to bed, Josh followed the leopards up their tree. But on the way, he spotted a small squirrel-sized hole, a place he could be alone. Right then and there, he decided, I will crack them before they crack me. Yes. When it was time to go to bed, Josh followed the leopards up their tree. But on the way, he spotted a small squirrel-sized hole, a place he could be alone. Right then and there, he decided, I will crack them before they crack me. When the leopards woke up, they were furious. Who ruined our coats? Who did this? They roared. Oh, that? I was just playing a little game of connect the dots, Josh said. Oh. That's it. I'm sorry, but you cannot live here, Mrs. Leopard said. 5 days to crack the leopards, 5 days to crack the leopards. Josh was determined to spend even less time with the next family. 5 days to crack the leopards. Josh was determined to spend even less time with the next family. Grace took Josh from the bats to the monkeys, and from the otters to the snakes. Josh tried to break his record of 5 days, but it didn't make him feel any better. Grace knew about the trouble Josh was causing, and she had an idea. Josh, she said, I have just the family for you. Not interested, said Josh. And with that, Grace picked him up and flew toward the Great Falls. Who is this family? Where is Grace taking Josh this time? What do you think? Well, let's find out. Because we know Josh is having a really hard time. Josh, this is Rodney and Christine Elephant, Grace said. And this is Josh. Nice to meet you, Josh, Rodney said. He stuck out his trunk. Weird. Am I shaking your hand or your nose? Josh asked. Both, chuckled Rodney. Oh, hey, what do you get when an elephant sneezes? You get out of the way. Josh was not impressed. And he said, trying to hide his laughter though. He pretended not to be impressed as he tried to hide his laughter. Before Grace left, she turned to Josh. Please give them a chance. Please, please give them a chance. So he tied their tails in a knot and put flamingos in their front yard. My goodness. And brought a skunk inside their house. Imagine that. Phew-wee. But elephants are very large, and these particularly were very patient. Rodney tried everything, but they stayed patient. Every night when they tucked Josh in, they would say, "Good night, Josh. We're glad you're here with us today, and we're glad you will be here with us tomorrow." Tomorrow? That was the part that messed up Josh's plan. Luckily, Josh had an idea. He had an idea he knew would break through their tough hide and crack them. Good night, Josh. We're glad you're here with us today, and we're glad you will be here with us tomorrow. The next morning, Josh went to the clearing near the river. It was time for Operation Crash. This will make them get rid of me for sure, he thought to himself. And there he was. There was his plan all laid out. Will this work? Let's find out. Did Josh get his way? But Rhino was way faster than Josh thought. Whoa. Instead, Josh fell into the water. Help! Help! Will somebody get him? Oh my. Josh was not a good swimmer. Worst of all, the river was rushing toward the Great Falls. "It's Josh!" cried Kristen. "Everyone to the river!" bellowed Rodney. We have to get him before he goes over the falls." "Help! Help! Help!" Rodney was calling out. Oh, Josh was calling out. Everybody scrambled to try and help him. The river rushed and gushed around Rodney, but his massive legs were anchored firmly as the lifeline of animals held strong. Rodney pulled Josh from the river and lifted him up toward Kristen. Yes, the river rushed and gushed around Rodney, but his massive legs were anchored firmly as the lifeline of animals held strong. Rodney pulled Josh from out the river and lifted him toward Christy. Josh didn't know what to say. "Do you know what squirrels and elephants have in common?" asked Rodney. "What?" asked Josh. "We both have excellent memories," Rodney said. "So here is something I want you to remember. No matter what you do, we love you and we're not going anywhere." At that moment, Josh knew that someone would always be there for him, no matter what. A real family. Oh, yes. I want you to remember, no matter what you do, we love you and we are not going anywhere. At that moment, Josh knew that someone would always be there for him, no matter what. a real family. Oh, hey, Josh said. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a potato? Mashed potatoes. Rodney laughed. Speaking of potatoes, let's go and have dinner. Dinner sounded good to Josh too, but home sounded the very best of all. Aw. Yes, indeed. Dinner sounded good to Josh too, but home sounded the very best of all. Aw. And that is the end of our story for today. But before we go, I just want to read the dedication as well from Josh Shipp. And it says, this book is dedicated to my foster parents, Rodney and Christine Wildermeyer, the strong, immovable, and loving family that pulled me out of my rushing river. So this story is loosely based on the life of Josh Shipp. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that we learned something. And indeed, I hope that many kids out there that are in the foster care system can find places and families that match and really, like match them and are willing to take care of them and look after them for sure and connect with them. Indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you as we read about this very important topic. And we can see with Josh so much that was going on, needed to find a home and needed to find a family for him that suited him, that fitted him, that fit him, that matched him. And so I hope that, many kids out there get to find those homes. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Catch me on the other side of this short break. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning on Storytime.
Hi, my name is Zetta Elliott, and I am the author of 40 books for kids, including Dragons in a Bag and A Place Inside of Me. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Lamata.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed our wonderful book that we had. This one is called No Matter What, a foster care tale. And this one is written by Josh Shipp with David TIECHE, and of course, illustrations by YULIYA PANKRATOVA. And of course, we were reading it with permission of the publishers, FAMILIUS Books. Thank you indeed to them for allowing us to read 5 amazing books this week. And of course, a big thank you to our guest on Tuesday, Judy Gilliam from out in Georgia, joining us. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for your wonderful book. And of course, if you missed that conversation, please do go back to the Storytime platforms and you'll find the story reading of Florence and her fantastic family tree, and of course, the conversation with author Judy Gilliam. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. One more time, let us see who was with us and enjoying that wonderful story. Thank you for being here with us, Tara McNamara. Thank you. And of course, Erin and Clara, sending you hugs on this Friday. Thank you so much for being here. We got sidetracked and joined in late. Well, you are here. You are here. Thank you for being here on Storytime with us, of course. And remember too that if you miss us on the weekend, you can always catch us at storytimewithmrlamata.com or indeed at Storytime with Mr. Lamata on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and of course, see you on Monday when we are back with another exciting lineup, more exciting stories. So please do join in and enjoy them with us. And of course, keep sending your recommendations. We are looking into them if we've not done already. And of course, we are hoping that they'll be here on Storytime, permissions granted, of course. Thank you so much for joining in. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime for this Friday morning. And this has been Storytime for this week. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Soraya and Sharon Lungo right here in Oakland. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining in. And yes, please do not forget, we are celebrating and our friend Marietta's brand new book that is coming out on March 1st, Jack the Library Cat. So get to check that one out at your local library indeed. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope that indeed you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for being here, everybody. I will catch you again next week. Of course, God willing, we'll be here same same space, story time right here with another amazing lineup, another great series of books. Thank you so much for joining in. Then please do send those recommendations, because even if we don't bring it to story time, I hope that indeed it's something that I can learn about and get to share with other communities as well. Thank you so much for being here. Much love from me. I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.